I don't want you to quit photography. And if you don't think that you will, you should probably watch this video. Guys, my name's Aaron Nace. Find me on Twitter at AKNacer. Chat with me, talk with me. I'm here to help. That's really, that's what I do. I'm very passionate about this. I'm trying to make the world a better place. We're gonna start off with a metaphor today. Lord of the Rings, because I like Lord of the Rings. And I think that you guys do too, because if you're photography nerds, you probably like the Lord of the Rings. So, Lord of the Rings, basically plot line, here it goes. A little person finds a ring. And then everyone around him is like scared of this ring. And so some, wise, weird people decide that they should destroy this ring. And there's like a big scary guy far away who wants this ring. So they're gonna destroy this ring, but it turns out you can't just destroy this ring. It's very hard to do. You gotta travel a very long distance to destroy this ring. And so they choose the most the littlest, weakest, weirdest person ever to do it, right? So he grabs the ring, and they set off on this huge journey that gets harder and harder and harder as they go along. Not to mention, by the way, during this entire process, the ring is actually polluting the mind of the person who has the ring and driving them crazy and trying to convince them to not destroy the ring. This is all happening at the same time. And they go on this huge, long journey, and it's epic, and it's totally weird, and I love it in every way. And at the end, they get to a giant volcano, and they get to throw the ring in the lava, and then the world's saved. Boom. What a beautiful story, right? Now, let's take a slight detour from the story. It starts the same way, okay? Little guy finds a ring. Everyone's scared of it. Big guy wants it. They go on a journey. They're going to go find this big old mountain and throw it in the lava. They get about halfway down this journey, and the beginning was like, yeah, this is awesome, we're doing it. And they keep taking the steps, like, this is getting harder, but I think we're still going the right way. And they get about halfway down the journey, and they're like, dude, where's this mountain at? Does anyone have a map? And no one has a map? Oh, crap. Should we just keep going then? I guess we gotta destroy this ring, right? Okay, we'll just keep going. So they just keep going for a very long, extended, extremely boring part of time. I'm like, I hope no one makes a movie out of this. This is really boring. They just kind of like, they stumble upon something that kind of looks like a mountain, and then they're like, okay, yeah, this will probably work. Let's just try to destroy this ring here. So I get to this mountain, and it's all scary, and they're right about to destroy the ring, and just then the camera pans out, and they're nowhere near Mount Doom. But they just find that out right then. And it's like, what do you mean we're nowhere near Mount Doom? Is there like another mountain, like a Doom that we're supposed to go to? We have no idea. And then everyone in the whole story just gets lost, and they're like, crap, you know what? I just remembered that I left my clothes in the washing machine. I gotta get back to that. So peace out, guys. You go destroy the ring yourself. And everyone just vanishes, and the book is the worst book ever written. So that is a little bit like the journey that photographers take. I'll bring it back to you so it's not so weird. In the beginning of a photographer, this is art in general, but this is how it happens with photography. I know it better because I'm a photographer. In the beginning, you start out with something that you think has got some potential. You don't even know anything about it, but you start out. There's three parties that have to be present here. The party A, we'll call them, they don't know anything about photography, but they love you and they want to support you. That's A. You are B. You're the photographer. And party C is the professionals, the people who have been doing this for a long time. They are the badasses, and they know a lot. But you don't get to talk to them because they're busy. They're doing work, and why would they talk to you anyway? You don't even know them. You only know these people. So as you're starting out, you're gonna do something, and as long as someone here is like, you did an awesome job, then you move forward. And for me, that was my mom. I'm just gonna share some personal stuff. So like, when I started out photography, I sucked. Like literally everyone sucks when they start out, okay? I'm not being super hard on myself. Everyone sucks, but because my mom just happens to be so cool, she was like, Aaron, this is really good. Like really. And I mean, it was like a picture of my toe, who knows? And I was like, really? It's that good? And she's like, yes. You should be a professional photographer. And I was like, oh, okay. If I had talked to one of these people at that point in time, they'd be like, Yeah, I don't know, man. It's cool. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they wouldn't hurt my feelings, but it would suck. But, you know, they wouldn't tell me it sucked because they wouldn't hurt my feelings. But they wouldn't be like, yes, be a professional photographer. And that's what my mom did for me. So I did that, and I kept going with my pictures. I was like, this is kind of cool. You know, and then a couple other people started entering my life and telling me I was good at photography. Probably because I suck. I don't even know the past tense of that word. I probably asked them to tell me they were good in a way that I didn't even know. You know, I was like, hey, look at this photo. Do you like it? You know, and they're like, yeah, I like it. So that happens. That's in the beginning. Now, in that journey, that's actually a really great step because you don't even know what's happening at that time. That's great. You keep moving forward and you're like, okay, these people exist. They're doing killer work. I love it. And I want to get more like that. So you look at those people and you're like, okay, well, what are they doing? And you really have no idea. And for a time, you just kind of like, you can take a step because it's not that hard. Like finding basic information about how to be a better photographer. It's like, okay, I could get a better camera. I know, yeah, they make better cameras. I could get one of those. So you get a better camera and like, boom, your images, they look better. They're like crisper. You can get creamy, dreamy backgrounds and everything. And then at that stage, these people, there's more of them now. And they're like, dude, you are really getting good. And you're like, really? Because all I did was buy a camera. They're like, no, dude. You are good. Like, I would totally buy every picture that you ever made and wallpaper my house with it. That's what they say. And you're like, yeah, I am getting good. So you do that a little bit better. And then you keep moving forward. And then it's like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And you see a couple more people and you're like, I stumbled upon a guy named Poo Poo Rama. It's an awesome name. On Flickr, and it was just a picture of him jumping in the air, and he was holding a vacuum cleaner, and it had crazy lighting. And I was like, that is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life. Like literally, I was like in love with this photo. And I happened to read under the description of the photo on Flickr, it said Strobist, and then a bunch of numbers and letters. And I was like, okay, I can read Strobist. What is that? A noun, verb? I don't know. So I searched in Google. I found Strobist. And it was a website created by David Hobby. And awesome job, by the way, David Hobby. I owe a lot to you. I really do. So thank you for that resource. Strobist.com helped me to see the world of photography a little bit different. When I first logged on the site, I didn't even know what it was. It was like, is this like a pay service where they just make my images better? So I eventually figured out it's lighting. Like you can use lights. Like, you can get a light and put it over here, and then the light's gonna look like it's coming from that direction, and it creates a certain look in a photograph. And that blew my mind. Literally, it was just like, oh my God, what? Really? People actually do more than just click a button? This is amazing. Wow, photography's more in depth than I thought it was. I was thinking to myself at the time. And so I get the lights, and I'm trying to be as cheap as possible because I'm like, I can totally do this for like $40. I know that I can be a professional photographer for $40. So I get these lights and start playing around with them, and I'm like, I then continue to produce the worst series of images ever created under anything disguised as a good photography lesson for about 6 months. And during that entire time, everyone around me on this side was like, whoa. Oh my God, and lights come in from here, and some of it's blue, and some of it's green. Holy crap. And this side's staying quiet. They don't know. They're not seeing my work. They don't care. If they did see my work, they'd be like, you see this guy? Look at him. But I mean, I don't know. Someone likes it, but that's kind of weird. So I keep getting better at that. And then on that journey, with the support of my friends and family and random strangers on the internet, it moved into the realm of Photoshop. And then it was like, okay, cool. I know Photoshop kind of. I'm going to get a lot better at this. I see that some people are doing things with their images, like adding textures, vignetting, all kinds of really weird stuff. And I was like, I could play around with this. So then for another 6 months, I produced the worst series of images ever seen the light of day. Horrible. I mean, just like oversaturated, total nasty vignetting everywhere, textures on things, like sharpness out the wazoo, so everyone's skin pores are just doing this. And at the same time, these people loved it because they have no idea what they're talking about. I don't dislike any of these people. They're all very close to me and I love them, but they don't know. This is the group who knows what they're talking about. This group really doesn't, but they're like, this is awesome. You're on this path. So you get on this path. And you keep going on this path, and something happens. Okay, and this path is awesome, by the way. You guys, probably a lot of you are on the path and you are loving it. I loved this path. It's awesome. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the time these people are helping you out. And you get to about step 6, and I just made these numbers up. There's no real significance there. You get to about step 6, and people are still telling you're awesome. And the 2 bad things happen. One is you start to believe them, okay? You start to believe them, and when you think you're awesome, then you don't think that you need to get better. So that's pretty dangerous. Like, you're probably gonna stop getting any better. That's one thing. The other thing is, the only people who really are interacting with your photography, they don't know anything about photography. So you get stuck. About step 6, you get stuck, and it's just like, okay, well, I think I still want to get better, but I don't know how. Oh God, I don't actually know how to get better. Oh damn! Like, I tried Photoshop. Okay, I tried Light. I don't know. And then, like, you ask your mom, it's like, Mom, how do I get better at photography? And she's like, I don't know. You're so good. You're the best in the world. You can't get better. And you're just like, oh God, I don't know. And you get stuck. You don't know where to get better. And at this time, if you're lucky enough or cool enough, you get to talk to some of these people, the actual professionals. And you ask them, it's like, okay, dude, I'm at like step 6, and look, I like your work a lot. Like, you're awesome. And I want to get better, but, like, you know, what's my goal here? You've probably invested a couple years of your life into this, and you're just like, are we going somewhere? Like, step 6, when I get to like step 15, is it like done? Do I win photography? And, like, I get the award, I get the trophy, best photography? I don't know, like, the winner. You talk to these people and you realize there is no number. That doesn't exist. The person at this stage is wanting better to be the destination. They want that to be the end goal, to be better. And what they're gonna find out all along here, that totally worked. Right about here doesn't work anymore. It will not work. Just getting better as your end goal is not gonna work, because what's gonna happen is you're just gonna get lost. You're gonna be in this place where you're gonna okay, well, I don't know how to get better. These people won't even tell me, because half of them are dicks, and the other half just, you know, are too busy, and maybe a couple of them are just like, yeah, I mean, you just gotta, like, work for another 30 years. And you're like, I don't want that answer. I want to go do something else. So you're stuck. You're stuck. And the only solution you can possibly think of is that some silly little decision you made back here is keeping you from going forward. So that's like, if you're here and you want to get better and you have no idea how to, it's like getting in your car, right? And you're like, you get in your car and you're say, okay, I got a GPS, that's pretty cool. GPS, tell me how to get to somewhere better than I am. And the GPS is like, I don't know, dude. I mean, yeah, I want to get to somewhere better than here too, but I don't know how to do that. Is there like another GPS that does that? I don't know. So being better, the fundamental problem in how I'm going to help you guys, being better as your end goal, as the destination, will never satisfy you. That will never work. You'll wind up hating photography because it's not taking you anywhere. You're never gonna get to better. Better doesn't exist as an end goal. The only people who make it to this category, the only people who stick with photography long enough to actually be legit good, those are the people who use better as the journey. Not the destination, the journey. Okay, little example. Getting in your car. If your goal when you get into your car is to get in your car and drive around for 5 years and have a great time in that trip, you're just gonna have a great time for 5 years in your car. Awesome. You can totally do that, and you will. You'll have a great time, and at the end of it, just be like, man, that was so awesome. I accomplished what I wanted to do. If your goal is to get in your car and in 5 years' time, you're going to drive around for 5 years, you are going to stumble upon the fountain of youth at the end. But you don't know where it is, but you're going to stumble upon it. After about 3 years of realizing that you have gone absolutely nowhere closer to your destination, or you might have, the fountain of youth might have been here, you might have driven right by it and never even known. you are not going to be happy. You're going to do it for a little while, and you just say, you know what? I don't even know how to get to the fountain of youth. Why did I even take this journey to begin with? And then you're going to start thinking like, okay, my car. That's it. My car is messed up. I have a Toyota. I have a Nikon. And you're just going to say, I need a different car. I need a Canon. And that is going to help me get there. So you get your Canon camera, and it's new and shiny, and you're like, feel like a kid again. You feel like back here again. And you're just like, man, this is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get there now. And you start taking pictures, and you're like, wait, crap. I'm not there. I'm not even any closer. Actually, you know, I lost money, so I'm actually further from there. That was dumb of me. You just, at this stage, people start looking other ways. They're looking for other ways to give them the answer on how to get to better as an end destination. When the only thing you can possibly do to stay sane, to stay with it when you are in this stage, is to see better as the journey. So here's my advice. You want to stick with photography? Do you want to get better as photography? Do you want to make this into something that is a real part of your life and get to here and still have the support of there? Make getting better the journey, not the destination. And if you are not enjoying this journey, guess what, guys? You don't ever hit your goal. So that's just how that is. John Lennon, awesome guy. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.